The flare gun is one of the smallest guns in Last Day on Earth, but it packs a big punch. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the basics of this gun and some fun use case scenarios for it, including using it against some boss battles, which we'll get to a little bit later. Now, the flare gun is not modifiable like some of the other guns we see here in Last Day on Earth, and it really is the only flame class weapon in Last Day on Earth besides the slasher, which does more of a bleed damage, and I think it's the closest thing we're going to get to a flamethrower. You could originally only get this during the 2017 holiday event, but since then it's been added to quite a few other locations. So you can get flare guns from blue or purple crates at PD. These aren't guaranteed, you'll get them every once in a while. You could also find them at the farm, and you can occasionally pick up a flare gun or two from deliveries if you're really lucky. And if you've got your hands on a True Friend dog, you can use it on the 4th floor of Bunker Alpha in these dog area rooms, and you can occasionally get a flare gun from those chests as well. Now, there are a few other ways you can get your hands on flare guns, but by and large, this is not a very available weapon in the game, so getting one of these is kind of fun, and it's a nice little treat. Now, as far as damage goes, you do 10 initial damage, but then you do 6 ticks, each dealing 15 burn damage, for a total of 100 damage per shot. And this gun has 32 durability, so you're getting a total of 3,200 damage, and on top of that, it's a lot of fun to use. Now, if I bring this flare gun to my testing spot in Bunker Alpha Hard Mode where I test gun stopping power, it does not pass this test just because of the mechanics of this gun. It takes a while for the flares to stack up and that bird damage to start multiplying and ticking away, so really the best case use scenario for this gun is against slow moving targets with a high HP pool, which makes it great for boss battles, which we'll get to in just a second. But before that, one of my favorite smaller class zombies to take out with this gun are riot zombies. It's so satisfying to watch these guys burn to a crisp during one shield cycle, and the flare gun does a great job of taking them out at PD waves. So now let's take a look at boss battles, and the flare gun is made for the witch boss fight because you're naturally running around the circle, positioning yourself against the witch, and you can do some extra damage while you're running around and repositioning. You can also use this in the blind one boss battle. You can use it normally when he charges and hits the wall, but if you want to get the drop on him, you can actually get some hits before he hits the wall, so you're dealing that burn damage, and then you can switch over to your other weapon. Or you could just keep using the flare gun as it also has a pretty good damage output for this guy as well. Now, the next one is something that you probably wouldn't expect to see, and it's something that I was actually surprised to see mentioned, and I've heard a couple people mention wall tricking the liquidator at Bunker Bravo, and my wall trick is a bit rusty, but I wanted to check this out myself, and I slowed this clip down a little bit so you could see it here. And you can actually wall trick the liquidator with the flare gun if you want a little bit of an extra challenge for yourself, but the radiation damage and all the other factors stacking up can make this a little bit of a stressful test for it, but it's a nice little mix up to the gameplay. And I also used the flare gun to take out the A2 lab boss on a recent live stream, and I went into this boss battle with 2 full durability flare guns, and I was actually surprised at the durability that I had left after we completely melted this boss. As you can see here, we're actually right at the end of the boss fight here, and I've got over half durability left on my second flare gun, so it didn't even take 1.5 flare guns to completely melt the A2 lab boss. So after all these tests, it's been really cool to see just how capable the flare gun is at doling out damage in Last Day on Earth, and I would love to know what you use your flare guns for most of the time when you play the game. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys real soon in some live streams and some more uploads coming on the way here. Thanks again, and have yourself a great day.